Amy Slaton, one of the stars of 1002 LB Sisters, is stepping into what might be the most life-changing chapter of her journey. She's 6 months pregnant. For Amy, this isn't just about carrying a child, it's about hope, love, and starting over with her husband Michael by her side. But as excited as she is, her family isn't exactly on the same page. Many of them believe she's rushing into motherhood at a difficult time. And the mix of emotions has left Amy standing firmly on her own, against doubt and criticism. Amy insists she made the right choice. Her heart is set, she's ready to be a mother again, and she believes this baby will bring new strength, not weakness. She beams every time she places her hand on her growing belly, already imagining the laughter and joy this little life will bring into her world. For Amy, this pregnancy is not just another step. It's a new beginning, the fulfillment of a dream she's carried for years. Still, the doubts from her family linger. Tammy, always outspoken and battling her own struggles, worries the most. She reminds Amy late one evening that her health must come first. A baby is a huge responsibility. "What if it sets you back?" she asked, her voice heavy with concern. Chris, protective as ever, echoed the caution. He warned her that raising a baby meant sacrifice, and she still had her own journey to face. But Amy was resolute. She looked at them and smiled softly. "I love Michael, and he loves me. We want this, and I believe I can do it. This baby won't break me, it's going to make me stronger." Her words carried conviction, and even though the worries didn't disappear, her determination was undeniable. Michael has been her steady anchor. Whenever Amy faltered, he reminded her gently, "We're in this together." At night, when Amy felt overwhelmed, he'd place his hand over hers on her belly, grounding her with that single reminder. And those words gave Amy courage to silence her fears and face each new day. As her pregnancy moved forward, Amy began preparing with excitement. She painted the nursery in a cheerful yellow, folded tiny baby clothes, and pictured the sound of little giggles filling her home. Even though her family's approval was slow in coming, she knew their concerns came from love. Over time, they softened. Tammy asked about baby names, crocheting a blanket with care. Chris grumbled while putting the crib together but couldn't hide his smile once it was finished. Amy knew the road ahead wouldn't be easy. Motherhood brings challenges, sleepless nights, stress, and sacrifices, but she had something stronger than fear: love and determination. Sitting on the porch one evening, her hands resting on her belly, she whispered to her unborn child, "You're already so loved." In that moment, Amy realized this baby wasn't just about her dream, it was about creating the future she always longed for. Her journey hasn't been simple. From weight struggles to surgeries and raising children, Amy has faced challenge after challenge. Now, with 2 little boys already in her arms and another on the way, she sometimes looks in the mirror and sees both her victories and scars. The loose skin from her weight loss reminds her of the battles she fought. But instead of shame, she's learning to see strength. When Amy came across a local clinic offering post-weight loss surgery, she hesitated. Surgery was risky, but the idea of finally shedding what tied her to her past was tempting. She scheduled a consultation, bringing Amanda along for support. Sitting nervously in the waiting room, Amy joked to hide her nerves, but when Dr. Williams finally met her, he listened with compassion. He outlined options: a tummy tuck, arm, skin removal, even a breast lift, but warned her about recovery and the importance of support. Amy immediately thought of her children and who would care for them during her recovery. Amanda squeezed her hand and promised, "We'll handle it. You deserve this." Tears filled Amy's eyes as she realized that for the first time, she could picture herself living free of those burdens. She left the clinic lighter in spirit, hopeful, and more determined than ever to reclaim her body and her confidence. At home, her life as a mother continued to unfold. With 2 active boys, her house often felt too small, too chaotic, and full of memories that weighed her down. She dreamed of a bigger, brighter home. Scrolling through listings one morning, her heart leaped when she saw wide backyards and spacious kitchens. "My boys deserve this," she whispered. Excitedly, she showed Tammy, who teased her but also smiled with pride. Chris cracked jokes about moving but reminded her to stay realistic. Together, the family went house hunting, visiting 3 homes. The first 2 weren't right, but the third felt special. With a porch, open kitchen, and space for the boys, Amy could see her future there. It needed work, but she was ready. Remembering how she had faced every obstacle before, Amy decided to go for it. When her offer was accepted, she cried tears of joy. Moving day was hectic. Filled with boxes, kids running wild, and Chris barking orders. But when the dust settled, Amy and Tammy stood in the new living room and smiled. "This is the start of a new chapter," they said together. And for the first time in years, Amy felt like the future was hers to shape. But Amy's growth didn't stop there. Wanting to stay strong for her boys, she stumbled across a Mommy and Me workout class. Nervous but curious, she joined, walking into a bright studio full of confident women. At first, she felt out of place, but when the instructor assured her it was about having fun, Amy relaxed. Gage and Glenn cheered her on, clapping and laughing. By the end, Amy was drenched in sweat but smiling wider than she had in years. For the first time, she realized self-care wasn't selfish. It was for her children too. That night, as she tucked Gage and Glenn into bed, she whispered, "This is only the beginning. I can do this." And for once, Amy didn't just hope it was true. She believed it with her whole heart. History.